All right, we're live. We'll let everybody get settled in the next 3 minutes and then we'll get going. Let's check and see what we've got. I have 2 more minutes. So who did the mural above Patty back there? That's cute. That's newer.
Mary Coiner did the drawing. Isn't that great?
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's really
Yeah,
sweet.
all your stuff is great.
No.
Passion work stuff. I love some of your new products too.
Oh, thank you. What we have, we're constantly coming up with textiles, which are
I know, I love them. I love the bags. I actually bought a bag. I think Anna has it. Or Simone. Whoops. That's a hard habit to break. I catch myself about 95% of the time.
I bet that's hard.
You know, it's been a long time of Hannah. But I love Simone. Her teacher had two Annas and a Hannah in 4th grade, and she asked her, can I use your middle name, Simone? And she loved it. She's like, I wish you named me Simone. Why didn't you make that my first name? So here we are, full circle. Yeah. 1 more minute, little less than 1 more minute. We'll get started. I always start right on the nose.
nice.
All right. Welcome to Nonprofit Coffee Talk. I'm Libby V, a nonprofit champion and founder and CEO of Libby V and Associates. Welcome, everyone. And we work with our nonprofit clients so that they achieve their impact and raise more money and achieve a lot of great things. So, but not all nonprofits can afford to hire a consultant. So I created the Nonprofit Coffee Talk as a way to provide great content and helpful information to as many people as I can. So I hope you find it useful. I hope you find today's conversation enlightening. I'm super excited about it. As always, feel free to suggest other topics you'd like to see in the comment section. And we'd love to hear your thoughts and ask questions as we go today too. So super excited that today we're going to talk about PassionWorks. And PassionWorks is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful organization in place. And it's actually a demonstration site for a national model for supporting people in a different way who have developmental differences. And so I'm going to introduce our guests today and let them get started with telling us all about PassionWorks. So Patty Mitchell is an artist and social entrepreneur and specializes in collaborations between artists with and without developmental differences. She's the executive director of PassionWorks Studio and CEO of Creative Abundance Consulting. Patty received her BFA and MFA from Ohio University, and she's received a Distinguished Alumna Award from OU's College of Fine Art. And with her is her sidekick, Susan Dlouhy, who's the Chief Operating Officer of PassionWorks and Creative Abundance Consulting. And Susan's worked for more than 35 years in a variety of administrative and executive roles, supporting people with disabilities. Susan obtained her bachelor's degree from Kent State University and her master's degree in Rehabilitation Counseling from the Ohio State University. So I'd like to get us started. Can you just tell us about PassionWorks? I'm sure people want to hear what it is and what you all do.
Sure. We're a collaborative studio, and our intention is to be a welcoming space for our community. And at the center of the studio is our core group, which are artists with developmental differences. We follow their aesthetic lead, their interests, and we experiment with materials and then build collaborative projects, anywhere from paintings to giant puppets, to products development, which creates employment, and also decorating for events and responding to our community's needs.
I guess I have to unmute before I can talk again. Please, do you want to add anything to that?
One of the things that I think that I wanted to highlight today is that we are a national model for providing services differently for people with developmental differences, in that all of our artists are paid employees, and we hire community artists to work in collaboration with them. So it's a little bit different than the typical model of supporting people like in a day program or some type of work setting, in that all the artists with disabilities are all our co-workers, and we all just get to have fun and make stuff together. And it's kind of a model for providing services the way that Medicaid would like organizations to provide services for people with disabilities, and that it's 100% community integrated. We do so many things in the community, and our artists are heavily involved in the community. And, they're featured in a variety of ways, not only by the artwork they make individually or in the studio, but I think we've helped turn Athens into a mural town.
Yeah.
How many murals do we have now, Patty? I was trying to think of that as I was speaking.
Yeah.
5 or 6.
Could be 6 now. I know. Oh, right, because we did Sojourners. That's
Yeah.
right.
So
Yeah.
6 murals. Yeah, they're beautiful too.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's one right outside of our studio on the back of a gas station, but it's in our parking lot, so that's a great thing. And every time I go outside, I always see somebody standing there taking a picture of the mural, or posing their kids in front of the mural, which is just phenomenal.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah. I'm going to put this up, this QR code. Those of you that are out there watching and tuning in, please click on your camera, scan the QR code, and you can visit their website, which is incredible. The products they sell are amazing and one of a kind. And so I hope you'll visit their site. And Patty Mitchell, I'm sure you have a passion flower next to you somewhere that you can hold up. This is
why I do, Libby.
How did I know? Tell us about that real quick.
Well, the passion flowers are made out of upcycled newspaper printing plates. You can see the back of the flower, and we clean them and paint them. And the idea is that we create employment that fits the workers. So the metal comes in a broad size sheet, and the workers are invited to do whatever they want on there. They can draw monsters, to write about Smokey Robinson, draw flowers, whatever they like. And then we punch out the petals and build the flowers in the studio. And we've made over 35,000 of these. And when anybody comes to Athens to have a great time, you can see these flowers all over town. And they're on people's porches, they're in businesses and restaurants, and they're the official flower of Athens, Ohio.
Yeah, I have one hanging in my front room. So,
all right.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're beautiful.
Yeah, I think one of the other things that's kind of unique in what we do, and it's related to the passion flower, is that we work with an organization in town called Serenity Grove, and they provide treatment services for women who are in active recovery from alcohol and drug addiction. And we currently have 3 of the people that are involved in their program are employees, and they work at our community makerspace and clean the metal for us. They base coat the metal. They do some of the wood cutouts that we do by using power tools and everything over there. So, and all of the ladies that we've had in the program that work there are absolutely love the job.
Oh,
and we have been just so totally enamored with them as well. They've done an amazing job for us. And one of the things that's really good is we're able to work around their treatment schedules and, just provide a lot of flexibility for them. And I think it's for the first time in their lives an opportunity where they get to work independently, make their own decisions, and don't have a supervisor or a boss right over their shoulder. So
That's
it's really, it's a very honor system type job, which
yeah.
I think is unique for that population.
It's wonderful. I love the view behind you, Patty. That's Passionworks Studio, and that's some of the artwork of the artists. When I talk about Passionworks, and I talk about it a lot because I love it, it is a special place, right? Like it's, you take people who are, if not at Passionworks creating art and getting paid to be artists, working artists, they might be in a sheltered workshop, doing something pretty mundane. I love that part of it. Can you kind of talk about how you got inspired to do something different than, sheltered workshop kinds of things for people with developmental differences?
Well, I've always been interested and obsessed really with institutional programming and spaces. My brother was institutionalized. So just as a young person, just imagining where he was, and then going and investigating these spaces and wondering why they were kind of consistently dark, dank spaces that didn't have a lot of stimulation. And as I continued to grow, I just thought, why can't we imagine something different? I mean, if we're in these spaces every day and we know we're going to be, it's like, why not make them beautiful? Why not make them spaces where people would want to be? And so just started doing it really. And then adding color and then thinking of people who are seen as the other. Like, why is that? Is this, it's a tradition of separation. And so, well, let's change that. Let's make people part of community by creating a space and an opportunity for the whole community to be part of in each other's worlds. So we have a project here at Passionwork. We are uptown Athens, right off of our main street, which is Court Street. And that's intentional. It's so that people can discover us. We're not in the hinterlands. University students have access to us. And that I think of this space as like a flower. So like a flower is all about attracting. So we are beautiful and colorful and joyful. We're going to have people making a decision to come to us, and then we can have an experience together. So we focus on beauty and fun and comfort and welcoming and acceptance, and that everybody is okay as they are. And we want to create the space that can absolutely accentuate the parts of any of us that we want to explore and be better. So it's a space for everyone with a special intention for people with developmental differences.
It's so beautiful. I had an aunt who was developmentally different, and I think of her all the time when I think of Passionworks about how much she would love it there, because she spent a lot of her time coloring and coloring books. Like, she just wanted to create, and she would have thrived at a place like Passionworks. Can you are this demonstration site. I want us to get to that, because I know there are people out there that want to know, how did you get started? How do you do this? Could we do it in our community? And how do you find those artists? And do you have other employees? And just what's the model? So can you talk a little bit about it? I know we could probably talk about this for an hour or two, but and then, in the next 15 minutes, I'd love us to dig in about that. Can you guys talk about that?
Yeah, I got involved with Passionworks about 5 years ago. Patty and I have been doing consulting across the country, helping organizations set up studios like Passionworks. And as a result, when the opportunity to come back and to actually lead Passionworks, Patty founded it in 1998. And was there for 10 years. But then she took a hiatus for 10 years to travel around the country with me, setting up like studios. So when the opportunity came to come back to Passionworks about 5 years ago, we really felt like it was important for us to have a site where people could see what we did, an on-site location that we were responsible for, and that could be done in the way that we wanted it to be done. And so kind of basically to prove the model. And so we started, during our travels, we worked with a lot of organizations that were sheltered workshops or day program for adults with disabilities. And we spent a lot of time trying to convert basically those programs into a passion work style model. And, and people would say, oh, well, how's that going to be possible? How do you take a shoulder workshop and turn it into passion works? Well, we did it. We did it all across the country. I mean, we've been everywhere from Las Vegas to upstate New York. So, and we did a lot of projects in Indiana. If anybody ever wants to take a tour of projects that we did, we can send them all over the lovely state of Indiana. They had a grant funder over there that fell in love with what we were doing, and we were able to do, I think, 9 projects there. So, and it worked everywhere from, urban to rural. And so we realized we were onto something. And that's what we want to continue to do, is continue to do that type of work. Now that Passion Works is kind of settled and we're in our rhythm, we've hired an amazing group of community artists. It's just been a lot. Patty's pointing to one there. It's a lot. It's just been, we're able to travel again. So we're able to get out there into the world and travel again. And that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
As soon as this latest wave of COVID passes.
Yeah. How do you find your artists with developmental differences? Like, what do you do to find, where do you start when you go into a community? Who do you partner with, or where do you go to get started?
Well, I think it's attraction. We set up the studio, we create this environment, and we invite people to come in and experience it. And they can either be incredibly attracted to it and stay. So we have now we have a 2-week period where somebody can come in and just, no strings attached, just check it out, come on in. And if it's a match, it's a match. We work with, there are different organizations and county boards and different things, but really we just keep shooting out our light, and people are coming to us, and it self-edits, really. And
we find our artists with disabilities kind of the same way we find our staff. We make the opportunity available. We've never posted a job position.
Wow.
We've never. And if we did, we would be flooded.
Yeah.
So the way that we typically hire staff is people will come in and volunteer, and they'll say, oh, I'm interested in working here. And I just kind of nudge them and say, well, you got to keep showing up.
Yeah.
And their volunteering is basically their interview.
Oh,
and we don't even conduct formal interviews.
Yeah.
Because we have the opportunity to see somebody on the job for an extended period of time while they're volunteering. And our most recent hire, Eben, he just kept showing up.
I love that.
Yeah. So we had an opportunity. So all of a sudden, he started as a part-time employee, and now he's full-time.
And here he is.
Hi, Evan. Welcome to the Passion Works family. So I'm curious, how do you get funded? Like, if how do you fund Passion Works there? And also when you go into a community, where's the funding come from to get started?
Well, Passion Works now is funded, 41% of our funding comes from the sale of our products. And then about another 10 to 15% is from our community projects, like our murals. We decorate for festivals. The Nelsonville Music Festival is coming up, and we're providing the decorations for the grounds. We're doing the same for the nationally known Ohio Pawpaw Festival, which will both be in September. And so those are part of our income. The other thing we have is we do write grants. We don't write a lot of grants, but we do write some. And that's about 15% of our income. And then we have a very strong and dedicated donor base of people that are committed to the organization and are willing to donate to support what we're doing. So we're very happy about that. When we go into other places, that's one of the things we work with organizations on, how to sustain programming, how to get it going. We do what's called a 2-week intensive training in the creative abundance model, which is the basis for the Passion Works studio. And they typically are able to self-fund our consulting. And then we work with them on developing community partnerships and doing the things that they need to do to sustain their program.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So I've had the benefit of being in Passion Works, and you all should go visit. Go take a day to go to Athens and stop in at Passion Works and make sure to get some, good food and in the area. Lots of good restaurants down there. But it's so heartwarming to see artists, working, like doing their artwork. You walk in and the place is just humming, and there are artists sitting around the table doing their own special artwork, and each artist sort of has their thing, right? They have a certain project, but I just wanted to say that it's incredible to see them. And I love the fact, I tell people all the time that they get paid. They're paid working artists. So and I also want to ask about, how COVID has affected you. I know people are sick of hearing it, but arts organization, they've been hit particularly hard during COVID because funding tended to go to basic needs kinds of things more during, in the past couple of years. How's that affected you? Have you been affected by it?
We've been affected. One of the things that I think is our special skill is being incredibly responsive. We've been practicing a responsive model since our inception. And when COVID hit, we did what we could. And one of the things we could do was make masks. So for 2 months, we made masks and shared them with our community and sold them like a buy one, give one. So we made almost 10,000 masks and gave them to the psychiatric hospital, to the veteran, and all the residential centers for people who were being housed. And so that carried us through. And then we really started doing more with online and with sales and just scratching out an existence, and then bringing art materials to our artists in the community and keeping contact and eyes on people, getting them, what we could, and keep everybody stayed employed, which we're really proud of. And we made it through, but it's, Susan, it was a thing. I mean, it was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a thing. And I always say that that's Patty and my superpower is responsiveness. We've been really fortunate, and our business relationship is now about 15 years old, and and we just work incredibly well together. And when something happens that we need to be able to respond to, that's what we put our attention on. And we actually made more money in the first year of COVID than we had made the year before.
Wow.
And we were fortunate that we were able to take advantage of some grants. We did the whole PPE thing. We jumped on every opportunity that there was.
Yeah.
And we, like Patty said, we were able to keep our staff fully employed.
Yeah, that's amazing.
We didn't lay anybody off. We didn't let anybody go. And all of our artists worked from home.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
And you started Wednesday night art night, right? On Zoom, which is still going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's great to engage the community. So what's next for Passion Works? What are you looking forward to, or what are you doing? What projects do you have? I know you had a project to get new front doors that were automatic, and I know you had your refrigerator died. What else do you have going on that you're trying to get done?
Well, we had an incredible donor donate for the refrigerator and a washer dryer, which is something
Nice.
really, it's, and then all the hookups and things like that we're actively. And then our 25th anniversary is next year. Yay. So we are in the process of thinking about a year-long celebration of just PassionWorks being here, and how many people have been involved over the years. It's just, you start to calculate, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Do you have any good partnerships that really help you do what you need to do?
Yeah, we have
we have the Ohio Arts Council, Arts Midwest. We have a really solid relationship with the Foundation for Appalachian Ohio.
Yeah.
We have a good relationship with the Athens Foundation, the Athens County Foundation. We work really a lot of partnerships with Ohio University,
Yeah,
with every department. Patty can talk more about that.
that's great.
Yeah, we've worked from the engineering department to education, all of, I mean, everything except the real labby kind of science group. But we have worked with the medical school and had their medical students here and therapies and all these different things. And so we're good neighbors, and they have a real heightened sense of creating experiential learning for their students. With President Sherman has put that directive forward, and we built this space with the concept of experiential learning for everyone, and with and absolutely Ohio University students,
Yeah.
because that's how you actually learn, to retain it.
A lot of the students have memories and they post about Passion Works, on their social media. I see it just because I'm an OU alum, and I'm in an alum group, but it's really cool. And it's amazing how far and wide the passion flowers are in the world, right? They're kind of all over the place. People come and order them, and so it's wonderful.
Yeah, we have retail locations all across the country.
Oh, talk about those. That's so cool.
Well, there's several in Columbus. We have Celebrate Local and the Ohio Designer Craft Museum. We also have the Franklin Park Conservatory. And then we have retail partners in Florida, Maine, Massachusetts, California, Alaska.
Wow.
So what they order from us wholesale, and then they sell in their stores. And those have been really good partnerships for us as well.
Yeah. It's a really
all across the country.
And that's such good revenue. A lot, a good portion of your revenue is earned revenue from the sale of your the artwork, and it really does help to stabilize you that you have that. I know it's a lot of work. I know that you work at it all the time, but it's great. It really helps to keep you sustainable. So,
and it also creates a natural intersect with community and being part of the economic world and fabric of our community, actually creating jobs, so it's super fun selling stuff. I was just talking to Evan about that this morning. It's so much fun. We make stuff and people are happy that they can come in and buy something that's so Athens, and we're happy to make them happy. It's awesome.
That's great. How many artists do you have right now?
We have I think 32.
Okay.
Yeah, we just added two new amazing artists. And it's so funny because they find us. I mean, the most recent artist we added just, tugs at my heartstrings a little bit, because he had no idea that he could do what he does. And he's an amazing artist.
I love
his name is JJ, and he showed up and started coming in, and he's just made some just incredible things.
Is that one of his pieces up there?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's in collaboration.
Beautiful.
Yeah, he drew that, and he's just got an amazing touch, and he's, his brother and sister-in-law have come in, and they're just crying. Yeah. Because they just didn't think there was anywhere that JJ would ever fit in. Yeah, he did that octopus. We just,
oh my gosh!
I mean, yeah, we were just like, well, that was a drop the mic moment,
right? I just got chills.
Yeah.
Are you going to expand? Like I know there's been talk in the past about opening up in Columbus. That would be amazing. I wish that would happen.
We'll go where we're invited.
We go where we're invited. We've talked to some folks in Cleveland that are interested in replicating the model. We don't do a franchise. We kind of do a catch and release.
Yeah.
Where we'll help organizations set up, teach them everything we know. We want to share this because we want more people with developmental differences to be impacted, not just the 30 people that we support.
Yeah.
And we're fortunate that we've been able to spread the word across the country in the past. So.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Well, I wish we could keep talking forever, and I wish that you could show us every little thing in this studio, but our time is kind of winding down. I wonder if you there is a question from Jennifer Evans, who's with Greenleaf Job Training Services, and they place people with developmental disabilities into jobs. And she said, when you say we are good neighbors, what have you done to be a good neighbor? Looking for opportunity engagement for our organization, right? So talk about partnering.
Like within our community, if there's something going on, we can add visual evidence of our community by participating. You know, one of the latest art emergencies, when Joe Burrow, he's of Athens, you know, was in the Super Bowl, the mayor called up and says, can you decorate, you know, Court Street, our main street? We're like, yeah, we can. And so we were able to just jump on it and create decorations that would run up and down our main street.
Yeah.
If there's a music festival, we decorate the stages, or we can just put on a puppet and walk up and down the street when there's, even if there isn't a festival, just for fun. So we're always adding elements of delight. And PSAs, we work with our health department to help with messaging. And we have interns from the university, murals. It's just, you know, one example is we have a big Halloween party in October, and we added this spectacle of delight. So for 3 weeks, we make giant puppets. And so we've added this beauty to an event that had been going feral for some time, but now it's super beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those big puppets are amazing. If nobody's been down there for that parade, it's fantastic. I hate that we have to stop, but we do. And so I just want to remind everybody, you know, that we're here every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. until noon Eastern time. And so I hope you'll tune in again. Thank you so much for being here, Susan and Patty Mitchell. This was such a delight. And any last words? Anything that you feel like you didn't get to say yet?
No, we'd love for everybody to come on down to the studio.
Yeah.
You know, come take a day trip to Athens. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to contact us.
It's a wonderful place. You'll be glad you visited. Well, thank you. Bye, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in.